Greetings and salutations from beautiful Greenville, North Carolina. Brr, 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 brr. Welcome back to my channel. Now, today we are going to be doing a vlog style video with my homie Jessica, pictured here. So that's the person that I'm usually with when I'm doing vlogging, and we kind of came up with a little name for it now, which is going to be manga hunting in North Carolina. And right now we're covering kind of Eastern North Carolina. So today you guys are going to see some footage from when we went down to, I want to say it was Rocky Mount, North Carolina and Jacksonville, North Carolina. And we hit up a couple of different stores. We went to Books A Million, we went to Second and Charles, and we also went to Barnes & Noble in Jacksonville. Spoiler alert, I did not get any footage from that Barnes & Noble because that Barnes & Noble sucked, and we will talk about that later. But I did bring it back around to get some footage from our local Barnes & Noble here in Greenville, North Carolina. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the vlog. I'm working hard to kind of come up with good concepts. I definitely don't feel like I got as much footage as I would have liked to have gotten, but hope you guys enjoy it. We had a lot of fun doing it. Anyway, check it out here. So we hopped in the whip and took the quick jump to Rocky Mount, about 45 minutes away. Okay, so right now we are outside of Books A Million in Rocky Mount. We're about to go in. Now, like I normally do, I did go ahead and order a few books for pickup, but we're still gonna take a look around the store and see what's really good, what kind of manga they have on the shelf, see if they have any of the new releases already out. So let's go check it out. Okay, so quick pause. We ended up finding out once we got into the Books A Million that they were actually closing in 5 minutes, but they were kind enough to let me quickly film their shelves. Now, this was about 3 minutes of footage slowed down just enough so you can make the books out on the bookshelf. Now, this was one of the better Books A Million that we've been to on our little tour. I believe I showed you a little bit of the one in, I want to say it was New Bern, which we liked a lot. But this one was laid out very, very nicely, had tons of selection. One thing that I've liked about Books A Million in general is just their selection of manga on the shelf. Of course, they have a massive selection of One Piece, and it was pretty much the same for all of the rest of the bigger kind of manga, the more well-known popular manga. Another thing I loved about this location is just how well organized the shelves are. They've got really nice, clean displays. I love the way they kind of showed the covers and everything for stuff. Just really well done. And I apologize for the rough lighting. I am really not that experienced with doing these vlog videos, but I learned a bit doing this one. So hopefully our next vlog video is a little bit better than this one came out. Overall, this Books A Million had a really nice collection of things. Good selection, just really diverse and good stuff. Ooh, say what up.
Hey, I'm so excited. This is gonna be good.
I'm so. Are you as excited as what's her face from Saved by the Bell?
I'm so excited.
I'm not gonna eat it with chopsticks though, because I don't know how to use no chopsticks. But hey, it's looking kind of fire. I ain't even gonna lie.
That does look good.
Look at that, man. Woo. That
Yeah.
good ramen with the pork belly, baby. You feel me?
Yes, and this sushi
Yes.
looks like heaven. Are you excited?
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm done. And that's the bottom line.
Because why?
Stone Cold says so. I'm just splash hard.
This is actually good because I don't know what after it cools off.
That pork belly is so good.
Oh, really?
Let me hear you say OV-ho. Say OV-ho. Now say this way. Are you my friend?
Yeah.
Are we locked in?
Yeah.
Let's step this way. Step this way.
Guys,
Where are we at? Where are we eating at right now?
exactly sushi. You must try, guys.
What's your favorite dish?
My favorite sushi.
Anything on the menu.
I like dranky udon. It's super good. And then Rocky-man, onion roll, and avocado. I love so much avocado and cheese.
Oh, like the best stuff.
Yeah.
She's so cute.
I love it.
Okay, so continuing on of the tour of Eastern and Central North Carolina, manga shopping. In fact, last night we went to Rocky Mount to, oh, I forgot. I'm with my friend Jessica. Say hi, Jessica.
Hello, people.
She is the getaway driver. This is the person I'm always with when I'm like manga shopping. So, hey, now you know she's a character on the channel now. An established character on the channel.
I feel so special.
Shut the fuck.
Thank everybody
Shut-
who helped make this possible.
Shut the fuck. Anyway, so last night we went down to Rocky Mount to Books A Million, and we only had 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Now, thankfully, I had ordered already the things that I wanted to pick up, so they were already ready for me, but I did get a little bit of footage of what they had in the store. I think that's probably one of the better ones we've been to so far, like selection-wise, I think so at least. And also, I cut in a little bit of footage of us eating dinner last night. We had the cutest waitress. She was so cool. Yeah, a lot of fun to hang out with. So anyway, today we are heading down to Jacksonville, North Carolina, home of the military bases. Camp Lejeune. Jessica's looking for a man. She's looking for a military man. So hopefully we'll pick up one of those off the shelf too. Anyway, if we see anything interesting on the way there, we will definitely film it. But right now, our view is a country road. A country road. I will say that we did get some coffee from Gwendolyn's Goodies. I thought it was Gwendolyn's. It's Gwendolyn. Yeah, Gwendolyn's Cookies or something like that. But the coffee was really good. Like a nice shop. Should have took some video inside of it, but shout out to y'all.
Yeah, Gwendolyn Goodies in Aiden.
Okay, Gwendolyn Goodies in Aiden, North Carolina. But yeah, the coffee's pretty good. The cookies look pretty good, or goodies look pretty good. So check it out if you're down here in Eastern North Carolina. Anyway, back to the road, folk. Okay, so right now we are outside of 2nd and Charles. As you can see, I've never been to one of these before, but I've definitely heard about them. So I'm kind of excited to see what type of inventory they have going on in the location. Anyway, once again, we are in Jacksonville, NC. Let's go in and check it out. So even from the very beginning, you can see the wide range of manga they have here, and not just the hits, but maybe some things you haven't ever seen before in your life, which was the case for me. I've heard a lot of good things about Burn the Witch, but I've literally never seen one on the shelf, so I was kind of surprised to see this one. Now, in their more popular shonen series like Demon Slayer, they definitely had so many copies of it, and it was just a mix of new and used. For some reason, this one caught my eye. I thought it would be a really cute series to get into, and I love my omnibus, and it's complete at 2 omnibus 3-in-1 volumes.
Look at this.
Wow. Okay.
This looks interesting. They have singles too. Hot gaming. That's interesting. I'm not gonna lie.
Let's do a zoom in.
Honey Hut. This is like straight up shoujo.
Oh, okay.
They already have volume 3. Definitely getting this. Definitely picking this up. Like, oh hell yeah. I've been waiting for this to come out so I can finally start reading the series. The druggist. Oh, the drugstore in another world. That's interesting.
Oh, wow.
That's super interesting.
How many volumes is it? 7?
Yeah, they have 7 volumes of it. That's kind of cool. All right, so far at 2nd Street, I found some really cool stuff. So we picked up the Flagrant Flower That Blooms with Dignity, Volume 3, which I've been waiting to pick up and start reading this series, so super excited. I also found this series, I've never heard of it, but it's called Inakuma? I don't know, something like that, but anyway. The premise looks interesting enough. This was super cute, so I thought I'd pick this up because they're super cheap and, you know, I'm not losing too much by grabbing these guys, so off to a good start so far.
So back into the tour of the store. As you can see, they have so much stuff in here. I only showed you one part of it. There's a lot more to go. If I lived here in Jacksonville, Second and Charles would get so much of my money because they just have so much stuff that I'd been looking for and had to order from like Amazon or Crunchyroll or wherever, and they just have it sitting on the shelf. I've been debating on picking up this BAM exclusive cover of My Dress Up Darling, you know, the series that's bullying me. It's so cute though, I might have to circle back for it. Just right here in the mix of these very well-known series, just a bunch of things I've never heard of or I've never seen before, or I don't see people talk about on their manga channels. And that's usually how I discover new things, is just watching other people's manga hauls or what they see when they're out looking for books. I look for something interesting, so I hope you find something interesting here that you might not have seen before. Like this Rampage book that I just randomly saw sitting on the shelf, and it looked, I don't know, appealing to me, so I picked it up. Maybe I'll look into the series a little more for the future. honestly, if they would have had more volumes of this Shinobi Life book, I probably would have picked it up for sure. I just did not want to have to go through the trouble of finding more volumes later on. I noticed over in Books A Million as well, they had a section dedicated to manga that has anime adaptations, which I think is a really great idea, especially for people just really kind of getting into manga. This is a great starting place to kind of find some stuff that you might already be familiar with, to pick up and maybe read ahead or read further along, and to dip your toe into this wacky world of manga collecting. So this pretty much concludes our time at Second and Charles. Really cool place, really great selection. It was very busy that day, so I didn't get as much footage as I would like to, but they also have figures and things of that nature as well. We ended up going off and having a delicious lunch at a place in Jacksonville, Japanese place. And I will put the name and the address on the screen because I don't remember what it was right now while I'm recording it. But the food was so good, the waitstaff was great, and the chef was awesome. I just kept complimenting him on his work because it was super duper delicious. We both ended up having this fried chicken yakisoba lunch kind of situation, as you could see, and man, it was so good. And I know you technically don't do this, but we use the tonkatsu sauce with our chicken, and oh man, it was heaven on earth. It was so damn good. So we finally made it back to our Barnes & Noble here in Greenville, North Carolina. And when I was thinking about it, surprisingly, I have never actually shown you guys our Barnes & Noble. So here's a little look at their selection, a place that I spend way too much time and money at. Akane Banashi is a series that I continue to put my hands on and really want to read. I'm just not entirely sure. I always hear incredible things about it, and eventually I will pull the trigger on it. first moved back to Greenville, I was really surprised at how deep the manga section was at my Barnes & Noble. Now, mind you, there really isn't a ton of different places you could buy manga, but still, the fact that they have such an expanded section of manga is crazy to me, considering that this is a pretty small town. Also, one thing I've picked up at pretty much every Barnes & Noble I've been to is that a lot of times their volume collections are really broken. So one pro tip that I do have for you, especially at Barnes & Noble, don't be afraid to ask them to order you a copy that you're missing, like whatever volume it is that you're missing. This will also work with pre-orders as well, and you can do it without having to put any money up. They'll just have it ordered into the store and you pay for it when it comes in. As you can see, this Barnes & Noble does have a really great selection of stuff. Just a lot of the volumes are broken, but you know, in my previous tip, you can remedy that by ordering it in. Barnes & Noble, a place that once again I spend way too much time at. I'm glad I was able to really show you guys kind of what their stacks look like. I think it's a pretty good selection personally. Now, also on top of that, they have a great and friendly staff. If you're ever in Greenville, I would highly recommend checking out this Barnes & Noble. You might find something that you've been looking for, or something that you didn't know you were looking for here. Okay, so that's it for the vlog portion. So of course I have to show you what I actually ended up picking up while we were down there. Now you may have seen a couple of things from the Second and Charles footage. I don't know how I edited it yet. You know, I'm still kind of working on that. But anyway, you may have seen a couple of things from Second and Charles, but I'm going to show you the full haul from there. Now, the first two things we picked up, which is this Inakuma Omnibus, and I picked up volume 1 and also volume 2, which completes the series. I got these both for $6 and $7 respectively from Second and Charles. They were both in pretty decent used condition. I couldn't complain too much for the price, to be honest with you. Now, this particular one, I'm just going to look at it from the back. It's about a mystical being with a dog-like appearance that forges a contract with a powerful human tamer to destroy monsters and demons that prey on the innocent. So seemed like a pretty good kind of blend of like romance and a little bit of action. So I thought this might be kind of fun. I love romance, I love action. Might as well fuse them two bitches together and make one. It's probably a little bit of a corny series, but I'm sure it's gonna have a whole lot of heart. So super excited to read this. In fact, you can probably see my bookmark right there. I did kind of start flipping through it a little bit, and I like what I saw so far. So the next set of books I picked up from Second and Charles is Yoshi no Zurikara, I think it's called Zurikara, Zuikara. Anyway, volume 1, volume 2, and volume 3, which is complete. This was another set of books that I picked up used. They were secondhand, and they were, you know, right around about $8 a piece, $7.50 to be exact. And they're about basically making manga. I'm always really interested in books about making manga. I think it's from the perspective of someone who's really been trying their hardest to make a hit manga, and kind of them doing a little bit of a reset and finding their voice. So I'm interested to see how this plays out. If you have read it, let me know down in the comments. It also kind of ties into another thing that I picked up for the monthly pickups or whatever that you're gonna see in my monthly pickups video, which will probably be out after this one. It might come a little bit late this month. I'll probably be recording it today, but it'll probably be late, so it'll probably be early November. It won't come out at the end of October. But anyway, the October pickups, it'll tie in with something like that. But yeah, I am really excited to read the series. I've also flipped around this one a little bit to see kind of like what was going on. Thought it looked pretty interesting, so I don't regret my purchase. Alrighty, and the next set of books I picked up was from the Barnes & Noble in Jacksonville. Now, before I show you what I picked up, let me tell you I had the absolute worst experience there. Number one, that Barnes & Noble just generally did not pass the vibe check. I didn't feel like those employees were as nice and courteous as they are at most Barnes & Nobles I go to. And I'm not saying you can't have a bad day or off day or whatever, but I was talking to my peoples at my Barnes & Noble, and they were like, yeah, we hear that a lot. Like, Jacksonville is not a great place to go. But anyway, long and short, I did pick up a couple of books from there because they had a couple of things that I had been looking for already. The first is going to be Kurakiyo Wants to Lead Him Around by the Nose. It's basically a Garu rom-com jump off. I want to say that these are like childhood friends, and basically he's going to be tutoring her, but obviously she wants to hop down. So, you know, it's going to be hijinks and suing. This kind of stuff is my bread and butter. I love it. I don't think it's quite trashy. It's probably going to be cute and heartwarming with a little bit of edgy. That's my wheelhouse, man. When I was reading about this coming out, I was kind of on the fence about getting it, but, you know, I was kind of like, October is kind of light on releases, so I might as well pick it up and see what it's about. If I don't like it after 1 or 2 volumes, maybe I'll drop it. We'll see what it is. But anyway, I picked this one up. And my next pickup, and it's something that I actually talked about not in the last manga haul, but the one for September, which is 15 Minutes Before We Really Date. Let's get that in focus right there. I talked a lot about how I didn't like the artwork in this book. I think in volume 2, the artwork does get a little bit better. I did also read volume 1 and 2, and that's what sold me on picking up volume 3. It's complete at 4 volumes, and I would have bought volume 4 from that Jacksonville store, but it was just completely fucked up. And even this one, like, look, this one's kind of dusted too. It's got like quite a few little dings and dents on it, and I couldn't find anything else that I wanted there, and I wanted to get 2 volumes of something, like, you know, just to have, and I ended up buying this one even in the condition that it's in. Like, look, I don't know if you can see it, but even right under this corner, it's jacked up. And I was really kind of annoyed by that. And that like just goes into my experience. Like, I go up there and I ask them, do they have any more in the back? And the guy like looks in the system. He's like, we don't have any more. No, usually like most Barnes and Nobles I go to, they'll be like, hey, we can order it, ship it to your house if you want me to, you know, or have it delivered to the store if you want us to. He was just like, yeah, we don't have any more. We probably ain't gonna get any more. And I was just kind of like, all right, dude, you know, I guess you don't want to sell me these books. But anyway, beyond that, this bad experience I had at that Barnes & Noble, I would have gotten volume 4. It was in worse condition than this one was. With that said, I thought the series was very, very cute. It was very wholesome. I love the characters. The art gets better in volume 2. So I'm gonna go ahead and get, you know, both volumes of this. I think I have volume 4 on order at my Barnes & Noble, who are happy to order it for me. So I'm gonna pick that up once it comes in, but very excited to read the rest of this series. Anyway, so what did you think of my journey? What did you think of like some of the clips that you saw? Did you like what the stores had? Did you like the layouts? Is it similar to your Books A Million or your Barnes & Noble or your Second & Charles if you have one? Is it a little bit different? Did you like the selection? Also, let me know down in the comments, what did you think of my selection? Are you familiar with any of these books? Like, have you picked any of them up? Have you read them? Did you like them? Did you hate them? Like, tell me down in the comments. It's all about conversation down there anyway. Anyway, some new videos coming out soon. I don't know if the Man Knock a Punch video came out first or this one. It just depended on what I felt like editing. But if the Man Knock a Punch video is out, go watch it. I talked a little bit about the Man Knock a Punch anime, one that I really enjoyed. I think you should watch. It was a very fun girl love series, so go check that out. And then coming up next, we should have the October haul. So you can see all the stuff that I picked up in October. It's about as big as the last one, but I definitely feel like I spent a lot less on it because I bought a lot more secondhand stuff, a lot more lots from like Bakari and stuff like that. So definitely spent a lot less last month, but still got the same amount of volumes. Excited to show you what I picked up last month. I also am working on a holiday guide video, so just want to show some recommendations you can give to your friends that like manga based on the genres that you would think that they would like or things they may have told you they would like if you want to give your friends some manga for Christmas, you know. So I want to give you a few recommendations for that. So we got a nice little roadmap of content planned out for the next couple of months. I'm just a little bit lazy and it takes me a little while to get this stuff edited and shot. Plus I'm managing 2 channels. Check me out on Crooked Mark. I dropped a new video about a week or 2 ago, depending on how long it is before this video comes out. And I have another one coming out there too. So I'm trying to juggle 2 different channels, get it all out for you. But anyway, please, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and click that like and subscribe button. You know, come hang out with us, man, so we can talk about the things that we like, the things that we don't like, and everything in between. And until next time, peace.